Alright, happy morning! Muli ang iyong lingkod, Miss Horizon Chaser, at narito tayo sa ating part sa napakagandang tema na Oras Pinas, Tamang Oras Tungo sa Maunlad na Pilipinas. So, gaano ba kahalaga itong Act of 2013? At sino ho ba yung palagi na lamang late or tinatawag na always late? At ang gobyerno natin talagang kinakailangan 100% na daw na alisin natin yung mga mahilig magsabi ng, may bukas pa. O kaya naman sasabihin, paalis pa lang, pero ang totoo sa text nila, yun na hindi totoo. Nagbibihis pa lang pala, o kaya naman ay naliligo pa lang. Ay naku, ano mga dahilan. Aminin po natin yan. So ayan, pinapahalagahan itong Philippine Standard Time Act of 2013 RA 10535 at ito nga ay naisabatas noong May 15, 2013. Kaya sasamahan tayo ng ating butihing director na si Director LITA SUERTE-FELIPE at pakinggan natin gaano ito kahalaga at sana nga magbago na tayong lahat. Ano po mga kapwa ko Pilipino? Alright, so tuloy-tuloy naman tayo na sumubaybay sa ating Happy Morning Show para sa ating makabuluhan at makatotohanan. At isusunod pa natin ang iba pang mga detalye.
Message requesting me to be one of the resource person, I was a little bit hesitant, as I believe there are others who are more worthy of the task. But the hesitancy gave way to a feeling of nostalgia. As I recall, particularly during the Senate hearings of the Philippine Standard Time bill, there were only 3 of us from PAGASA and DOST, Engineer Mario, Engineer Dario, and me. And that went up to the plenary. So, sabi ko siguro nga, I'm equal to the task. Going back, our distant past, having been influenced largely by the more than 300 years of Spanish colonialism, sadly inherited a culture that time is not really accorded with much importance. Hence, our mañana habit and procrastination. We tend to postpone what we can be done today to a later date, and in most instances, we end up cramming. So, although I had really a difficulty in overcoming this mindset. Today, as we mark almost 10th year na, almost 10th year anniversary of Philippine Standard Time, I am indeed very happy. And a bit grateful that the institutionalization of the Philippine Standard Time has shown significant improvement in the time-orientedness of our people, and as a nation, heading to a very, very positive future. All thanks to the vigilance of PAGASA, the National Telecommunications and Communications Office, and our media. Whether it is in the different platforms or the radio and TV or radio TV platforms, they all have cooperated in ensuring that the Philippine Standard Time is actually observed and always cited by all our media practitioners when they do their programs, both in the radio and in the TV and in the different ICT platforms. So with that, may I present the Philippine Standard Time Act of 2013 or Republic Act 10535, which was enacted on May 15, 2013. So sa May 15, this is our 10th year the law was passed. No? Sabi ni Congressman Maggie Gunigundo is the primary author in the House of Representatives. Sabi niya, Filipinos should value time because our mortal lives have time limits and time is gold. So even the Bible has put a premium on time consciousness, because he said there in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven." Likewise, we would like to get away from our old mindset of always late, and we are trying to influence a culture that really value time as an important aspect of our national life. So wala na yung mga procrastination na may bukas pa, paalis pa lang. Sometimes sasabihin sa text, paalis pa lang. Pero sa totoo lang, nagbibihis pa yun. Or sa totoo lang, naliligo pa yon. Nung buhay pa si tatay, nung panahon ng hapon. So we have to be conscious and influence our young people to really, really, really go for 100% time consciousness. No? In this slide, you will see that there is this, on top of the Manila City Hall, that icon there, that iconic clock there, which hindi na naayos at sira na hanggang ngayon. So that really shows a lot with respect to time consciousness of the Filipinos. But for RA 10535, a lot of things has changed drastically or even significantly for the entire country. The PAGASA was mandated as the Philippine official timekeeper. So PAGASA, under Section 6 of Batas Pambansa Bilang 8, to be the country's official timekeeper. And that has been reflected in the Philippine Standard Time, one of the major tasks of PAGASA. So just a short journey. When the bill was first filed at the House of Representatives during the 13th Congress, it was first filed by Mario Almario of Davao in 2005. But it did not gain a lot of headway during the time. So after two Congresses, in the 15th Congress, it was approved on second reading. And then approved on the same year, on third reading on March 23, 2011. And it was signed into law on May 15, 2013, which now became RA 10535. So it was really a very significant moment for the Philippines, because in a decade, a lot of things have changed. And these people that has really espoused the Philippine Standard Time, our champions in Congress, were actually Representative Magtanggol Gunigundo, who I understand is now into private law practice. Congresswoman Maria Isabel Climacol Salazar, and of course, Congresswoman Maria Premesias Agabas. It is her committee that really pushed for the bill. And then we have all other authors here. Of course, the most prominent there is in the pictures is former Congressman Angelo Palmones. Next slide, please. So the act to set the Philippine Standard Time in all official sources throughout the country to provide funds for the installation, operation, and maintenance of synchronized time devices to be displayed in key public places and to declare the first week of every year as National Time Consciousness Week. That task is put under the shoulder of PAGASA. So, under Republic Act 10535. So, what are those expected from PAGASA? Display of Philippine Standard Time. And PAGASA is tasked to monitor, maintain, and disseminate the Philippine Standard Time. So RA 10535 also put to task the National Telecommunications Commission to require the participation of all government and private television and radio stations all over the country to observe and follow the Philippine Standard Time in all of their programs and formats, television formats, and in all our in the private media institutions. So, since bago pa lang kaming lipat dito sa DOST, so although bagong lipat kami, dapat meron din kami dapat sa baba na ang tawag dito, yung time, Philippine Standard Time na display sa baba. Siguro they will install it a little bit in a few days after this Time Consciousness Week. So, with that, we'd like to emphasize ano pa yung mga hinihiling ng batas but are those mandated by the law, no? Of course, all national and local government offices shall display the Philippine Standard Time and their official time devices, including Bundy clocks, in accordance with the official time provided by the PAGASA DOST, which is the official timekeeper. Next, please. This task is specifically given to the Time Service Unit of PAGASA, which is headed by Engineer Mario Raimundo, to monitor, maintain, and disseminate the Philippine Standard Time throughout the country. Next section, please. The role of National Telecommunications Commissions. I have said earlier, it is the NTC that shall require the participation of all government and private televisions and radio stations to ensure the synchronization of timekeeping devices and to be undertaken even in the remotest parts of the country. So you see, during the IRR drafting of the RA 10535, we had hearings at the National Telecommunications Office. And in order to really put them to task, to really monitor and if to the extent of penalizing those private and radio media outfits for not following the law. So, for violations, owners of private television and radio station who fail to calibrate and synchronize their time devices with the PhST during their broadcast shall, upon hearing and due process, be penalized with a fine of not less than 30,000, but not more than 50,000 in case of second offense or revocation and cancellation of their franchises to operate. I had a good friend in NTC, and he said that with respect to the earlier implementation of this law, there were a little bit the easy on the private media outfits because they would rather they follow without the sanction, even if it may take them a little bit of time. But the insurance of really following the law is there. So, wala naman silang nahuli so far. Next section, please. One good aspect or provision of the law is the institutionalization of the National Time Consciousness Week. Really, even if there is a law and there is no period to really commemorate the value of time in our national holidays, the focus on time-orientedness would sort of be diluted because of so many holidays of the year and so many celebrations. But this is one thing that should permeate every nook and cranny of the country, the National Time Consciousness Week. And it's really apt that we are celebrating this during the first week of January, when we start our calendars for the year-long activities that we have programmed. And that is enshrined under Section 9. So, the IRR for the RA 35 was issued via an administrative order in 2013 and dated December 3, 2013. So some of the key provisions were actually the display of the Philippine Standard Time, the synchronization of official timepieces and devices, the functions of PAGASA Time Service Unit, and the procurement of equipment for the automatic dissemination of the Philippine Standard Time. Of course, there's the role of the National Telecommunications Commission and the penalties that is afforded to media outfits or offices that fail to calibrate and synchronize their time, their broadcasts and programs. The aspect of public information and dissemination, which is shared by PAGASA and the DOST Science and Technology Information Institute, and the institutionalization of the National Time Consciousness Week. For the success of the Philippine Standard Time, we would like to appreciate the participation and the committed response from the media, both the print and the broadcast and the other media platforms, the ICT platforms that really followed and displayed the Philippine Standard Time in their programs or broadcasts. And for that, we are so thankful that we are celebrating this with a much significant improvement in our time consciousness, not only as government employees and leaders, but also as a nation as a whole. Okay, I think that's just about it. And I thank you for this opportunity. So, sabi nila sa
LITA SUERTE-FELIPE ng Department Legislative Liaison Office ng DOST or the Department of Science and Technology. Siya pong ating naging unang resource speaker para sa ating webinar ngayong umaga. So, ang dami niyang mga pinunto na mga mahalagang bagay, no? Particular dito sa ating patas na Philippine Standard Time Act, no? At saka yung mga iba pang bagay, particular doon sa ating time consciousness, no? So tama-tama, no? Dahil bagong taon ngayon, no? Uso yung mga New Year's resolution, no? Possibly ay pwede nating i-include sa ating New Year's resolution na hindi na tayo malilate. Ayun po, no? So, ayan. At i-reserve up nyo po yung inyong mga katanungan. Alam ko maraming mga participants tayo na gusto nang magtanong or baka may mga gustong linawin or mga karagdagang impormasyon na gusto nilang makuha. So mamaya meron po tayong Q&A, engineer, no? Tumatayo rin po siyang hepe ngayon ng Astronomical Publications and Planetarium Unit ng Space Sciences and Astronomy Section ng DOST PAGASA. And to give the second lecture, let us all welcome our very own engineer, Mario M. Raimundo.
Ayan, so na malinaw sana sa atin na talagang napakalaga itong Philippine Standard Time na ito. At alam nyo ba, sa ating part 3, nako, ang Rolex pala, hindi nakakasunod sa tumpak na oras. At ayan, ibibigay sa atin ng Engineer Mario Raimondo ng Chief Astronomical Publication and Planetarium Unit. Alright, so dyan lang kayo isusunod natin.